Okay, so I haven't done any Volvo content in a long while, and I'm kind of running out of things to do. Uh, but one thing I have been working on, and I drug my feet on it a lot. Now it's probably going to be too cold to do the fiberglass work. I don't know how well I can heat this garage. Uh, been working on been working on getting attacked. The trees are killing me. I've been working on doing a roof spoiler. And not everybody likes sedan roof spoilers. It was kind of a thing, I guess, in Sweden. Um, the the guys on Turbo Bricks and stuff asked around about it a little bit, and they all recommend that you get a 960 or V90 wagon rear spoiler, and then make it fit. Nobody goes into detail onto what make it fit means. Could be a lot of things. I looked at a couple of them, and it was a big price jump for something where there's no detail on how you go about modifying it to fit. I mean, I get the general idea. It's a fiberglass or a plastic. You're going to grind away. You're going to fill in where you need to, and you're going to shape it to the back roof line where you need it to be. But from my personal point of view on it, a used one, if you can find one or when you can find one, everything I saw for several months watching, anywhere $200 to $300 was the norm. Sometimes a little less, sometimes a little more, but $200 to $300 was your norm. Then there's nothing to even give you a hint of the work involved in reshaping it from the wagon hatch roof line to the sedan roof line, and nobody that I could find on any of the forums or groups could tell me, are the roof lines the same in any capacity. So that was a big decrease. There is still someone in Europe, I don't remember if he's in Sweden or not, but it's someone in Europe is making fiberglass, like new production fiberglass roof spoilers off of a mold he made from one of the original ones. Not original. Volvo never made one for a sedan. It was an aftermarket thing, but he got his hands on one of the company's products, and then he started making his molds off of that because they hadn't sold them in several decades. That again, pretty expensive. I think with shipping and price conversion and everything, that came out to like $700. And I wasn't going to drop $1,000 on doing a roof spoiler. I think they look cool. I've seen tons of pictures of them on cars, and I think it's a neat look. I like the way it looks. It kind of grabs my attention. I just, something I want. You don't like it, it's not your car. Go do what you feel like with your car. I like the way it looks. I want one on my car. I wasn't going to drop $1,000 on one that would fit because I know how fiberglass parts fit. I've dealt with enough classic cars. And I really didn't want to drop, $200 to $300 on something that I might have to put the same amount of work and effort into reshaping it to fit this car that I have put into just building one from scratch to fit this car. This will be out of fiberglass, not completely out of fiberglass. It's actually mostly cardboard. We'll get into that. There's a couple schools of thought in my experience in life on doing fiberglass work. Number one, I am not doing this for repetition in any way, shape, form, or fashion. If the damn thing breaks after I install it, if I don't feel like building a new one or I can't repair what's broken on it, I will delete it and not worry about it. So I'm not doing this to make a buck mold or anything like that. This is going to be a form-fitted, made part and done with. It's one and done. So take out any of that stuff where you can't make a mold out of that. Secondly, I have personally worked around and helped people and seen a multitude of different ways to use resin, various cloths, and other materials in various combinations to build various things. I know that's a big lot of various. Like, I used to know a guy that raced, he raced Group B, but one of his cars he raced in the local autocross. He had access to a lot of heavy canvas and balsa wood for some reason. I think he made airplanes or something like that, but he had access to balsa wood and heavy canvas, and he would make hood and deck lids. He'd frame them up in balsa wood, he'd cover them in canvas, and then he'd just resin over it and smooth it and shape it and make it look pretty decent, and that's what he ran on his race car. Me personally, for small things, the cup holder in this, I did that. I took cardboard. I like using cardboard. That's what I was trying to get out of my head. For me personally, I like using cardboard. It's cheap. It's easy to work. You can get it in varying thicknesses. It glues up really well if you want to stack it and make your thicknesses. The cup holder I did in this, I used thin, like 1.5 mil solid cardboard, like poster board thickness. I think it was cereal boxes or 12-pack box, something like that. And I made my shape. I did what I needed to do with it, and I resined it and used, since it was a cup holder, I resined it. I used one layer of mesh weave and stranded, and then one layer of mesh weave. And that's plenty strong for a cup holder. With this one, let me get the camera. We'll come walk over and look at it, or I might just stand behind the camera because we can see everything from here. No, we'll move the camera. I know. I apologize, people. I don't script. I like old school YouTube. I might do a video on that when YouTube was young. We knew it. So, yeah, don't pay attention. My lines are. I've been playing around. My lines are off. It's measurement wise, it's centered up the way it needs to be, but based on that line and the line there, it's gotten off while I'm playing around. I don't know if you can tell. Just kind of did mild shaping. The goal or the plan. I need to get that scene from 10 Things I Hate About You, and so I can like insert it into videos. But I'm probably going to do two. Let me get this right in my head because I've been thinking about it and going back and forth. I'm going to do two, one back, one closer to the front. 6mm stainless steel button head cap screws into the roof using well nuts, so not riv nuts where you put them in and they're like a pull rivet and they're very, they sandwich the steel. I don't know if well nuts is the technical term for them or not. I know I bought them under the name well nuts, but generally I've had to use them. A lot of auto manufacturers, when they put like dealer installed roof rack kits, they use them, and it's a standard T-nut with brass threads in the bottom of it, or you can get stainless steel threads in the bottom of it, but it's all rubber or butyl or something along those lines. And as you stick the bolt through, it compresses that rubber the same way a riv nut would compress against it, but it forms a seal. So that's, yeah. I call them well nuts. We're going to continue to call them well nuts. That's the way it is. I shaped this off of this spoiler. Let's try something different here. Hold on. Oh, that's a little better view. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I traced this same shape, width, everything, and that's how I started making these, or this. And it's multiple layers. I'll take it off in a minute. It's multiple layers. And I've got a layer of thin aluminum in here as well. And what I'll end up doing is covering everything probably with mesh cloth first and making sure that the shape didn't distort too much because there is, it's slightly domed in the roof line. Um, it's got a crown. It's high in the middle and dips to either side. And so I'm gonna do that. I also got to do something back here since we're looking. I gotta fix that headliner. This is how I bought it. It's not held up with anything but hopes and dreams. I think he's got like three sheet. The previous owner put like 3 sheet metal screws in there. So I got to fix that too. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. Working on a roof spoiler. It's probably too cold. Not going to be able to get the fiberglass work done. It's going to require a lot more reshaping and stuff. This is very rough. I've got to get glass, I got to get resin applied. I got to get cloth applied. I got to get on it with a sander and a shaper and really define like how I want this back section because a lot of this is going to get ground down out of it. And what I might actually do is resin coat all of this just to harden the cardboard, shape it, do what I want, then go mat it. Not fully decided. Like I said, it's what is it? It's the beginning of October now, and it's starting to get cold. I got the chimney set up so that I can use it, but it's just now turning cold enough that I can really fire it up and test to see how well it heats. And for some reason this week, my allergies just started killing me. Oh my goodness. I'm sure you can hear it. I'm stuffed up and everything else. It's terrible. So I don't know that I'm going to be able to get to it before it gets too cold to work with the fiberglass. My nice welding magnets coming in supremely handy on this. They are holding everything in place. And we drop. Okay. As you can see, you can really see the aluminum sitting here. And I layered this up. Wow, that is the wind and everything. Fall has fallen. All in all, I forget how thick this thing is. I want to say it's like about an inch thick, 3/4 to an inch. The aluminum just kind of helps keep everything in its shape. And because before, when I was trying to bend when I was trying to bend the crown into the cardboard, cardboard likes to be this way, and then as you bend it, it wants to like break permanently, especially this reinforced stuff where it's corrugated honeycomb on the inside. So I would bend it and get it where I wanted on the car using magnets and everything. And when I took it off, it'd go from being bent to being flat. It's kind of like bending steel. You got to overbend it and get it to where you want it. Anyway, so I took some aluminum. This is basic house flashing. I got a couple rolls of miscellaneous stuff up there. The 2 tall ones are house flashing. The 2 short ones are actually stainless steel shim stock, and then I got a roll of copper behind that. But it's like 10-inch wide roof flashing, house flashing, which I found over the years comes in very handy for miscellaneous little projects where you just need kind of a little bit of reinforcement like this. Works great. I got to get in here and rebond some of this. I didn't do a great job. You can see tape pulled, reapplied, pulled, reapplied, pulled, reapplied. You kind of rinse and repeat until you get everything the way you want it. But yeah, this is what I'm working on. I know it's not everybody's jam. A lot of people probably don't like this, won't like this, and that's not my problem. It's my car. I'm going to build it the way I want it. And
I'm going to get through doing this, and I'm still going to be test fitting it before I just pop holes in the roof. So if I get done with it, and I'm just like, nah, I can't. I just am not doing it. But I really do like the idea of a roof spoiler, and I love the pictures of them that we got that I've seen online. That I've seen on like Turbo Bricks and stuff like that. I wish that there were more affordable options as far as like an off the shelf or hell, just something in the U.S. Nobody, if somebody in the U.S. had imported one and started making molds off of it, that would have been great. They didn't. Kid and I went to car show a little while back. Oop. Can we see? Actually won. It's a Tour de Lemons, top 20. And I wasn't car number 20, okay? I was like car number 30 out of 50. So we're good, okay? I actually earned it. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all that's going on with the Volvo. I've got the battery tender on it so we don't lose anything. Runs great. It's holding out at about 15 pounds of boost. Um, kind of like to get a little bit more. Really, really been toying with the idea of an engine swap, but I've got to get a property vehicle going. So I think the next project stuff it's going to be property vehicle. But want to work on this. This is the current project. I think I've explained out what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it. Hoping it's not going to be too cold, or at least I can heat the garage up enough to get what I want. To be able to work in the goodness gracious, I am dying here. Hold on. Okay, I'm just gonna put that down. I am just done. I'm like hopped up on Benadryl and sinus medicine and everything else. I probably shouldn't have done this, but I only have two other videos waiting to be published. I wanted to get this one done. I'm kind of running out of projects that I feel like showing people. Is that a thing? Um, and I haven't done anything with the Volvo in a while other than drive it, and I just wanted to do something with it. So we got to get that engine, drivetrain, everything's fine. General maintenance has to be done, but hell, it's not even due for an oil change yet. Tires, I've got to get good tires. These tires suck. And that's on me. That's 100% on me. Before we went to move last year, it was probably a few months out. I needed a state inspection for the state I was living in. The tires that were on it were questionable at best. They tread, but older as Methuselah and a lot of dry rot, stuff like that. Knew I was moving. Knew the car was going to be not used, in and out. So Amazoned the cheapest tires I could find in the right size and got them. These were like, I think they were $50 a piece or something like that. Horrid tires. Now, I mean, they've done the job. They got me the 8-hour trip through the mountains, down the road, the whole 9 yards. We've driven around on them a little bit here. They suck. I have got to get new tires. So tires, get the roof spoiler built. Whether or not I attach it in the end, that's still going to be waiting. But hopefully in the next Volvo update will be me doing fiberglass work with the roof spoiler. You do your fiberglass work the way you like to do your fiberglass work. Don't do it necessarily the way I'm doing it. This has worked for me. It's worked for people I know, friends, family, associates. If you don't like it, you do it your way. Okay? Then we're gonna figure out what I want to do. I really think I kind of want to do. I want to do an engine swap. I think I want to do an engine swap. I keep going back and forth. I really want to do a 16 valve swap, but the economics of it are getting a little wild these days. I would like to do a 2.5 stroker crank in it. Really toying with the idea though of doing a carbureted Rover V6. Not V6. Oh Lord, carbureted Rover 4.6 block with a healthy cam, and some type of manual transmission. Because a manual transmission, I really want a manual transmission in this one. I miss my 740 and my 240 that had manual transmissions. The 240 had the M47, the heavy duty 5-speed, you know, the one with the Laylock overdrive on it. My 740 came with the aluminum case version of the same transmission. So there's, you know, the 240 was an 83, so it had the red case. And the 740 was an 89, so it had the aluminum case. 740 I swapped to a T5, which I loved the crap out of. And when the 740 got wrecked, some drunk driver smashed into it in the middle of the night. My buddy, who had gotten my 83, we passed that car back and forth a couple of times. My buddy was back to the 83. He got the transmission, and we put it in the 83, and he ran it in that for a while. So, but I really liked that transmission. I know the CD009 is like the new whiz bang that everybody loves. They're still kind of stupid pricey for what they are. The T5s are pricey for what they are too. Don't get me wrong. I used to buy those things for like $150 a pop, do stuff with them, and now they're like $500 a piece. But yeah, so we want a manual. School's out. The quads are running down the street. Want a manual. Got to figure something out with the engine. Not that this one runs bad or anything. I just want something different. Got to work on the roof spoiler. Got to get some tires. And that's about it. That's pretty much the update on the Volvo. Hopefully everybody gets out, has fun, you know, and do what you're going to do. If you're not having fun, who says that? I stole that from somebody. Lowbuck Garage. Go watch Lowbuck Garage. That's how he ends his videos, I think. It's like, if you're not having fun, then you're not doing it right or something along those lines. But yeah, it's a pretty cool channel, Lowbuck Garage. Yeah, that's the update on the Volvo. That's what's going on with it. Hopefully I can get something done and make it look halfway decent. All right, everybody have fun. Bye.